Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. Welcome to day 11 of our Christmas countdown series. In these videos, we are doing 24 days of journaling, doodling, tangling, and even some little crafty type things. So we have these adorable little junk journals that we created out of envelopes. If you do not have this, you can go back and watch video number 1 in this series and see how we made them. Get your own envelopes and go along with us. All right, so here's our little junk journal. And then today we're using our little square piece of paper, a ribbon, our glue, and our pen, all from the December kit. If you do not have a kit, you just need a little square piece of paper. And then if you have any ribbon laying around, that would be wonderful, but it's not necessary. And then I just added a pencil to today because I want to do some pencil sketching as well. All right, so we're going to open this up, take a peek at our pages so far. So much fun. Yesterday we did some journaling. I'm going to do some more on this page, but because we just journaled yesterday, I didn't want to do that again today. So we're going to save this part for another day, and instead we're going to open up to a new page. Now mine has a shiny spot here because I actually glued the ribbon in earlier. I have a practice book that I usually try to work in and play around with, and I did it in this one on accident. So that's okay. Now you know where we're going to glue our ribbon today. All right, so I have included in your kits this little ribbon, and I did it because I love texture in a junk journal. I used to scrapbook for years, and scrapbooking was very flat. It was just, paper and photos and writing, which was beautiful. But way back in the early 80s, I actually did like the scrapbooking where you'd put like chunky things in there and articles from the newspaper, and you had glue and stickers and all kinds of things. And so I kind of miss doing that, like that kind of thing where you have the texture. So this is what I included, a couple of options. When I first got it, my thought was that we would just glue it on the page like this and then do a little paper tile. So that's one of the ideas. Another idea is to glue it off the edge of your page a little bit. That way, when your journal is closed, oops, I moved it. When your journal is closed, you see some of the fuzz, and I really like that. I think that looks cool. Another thing you can do with ribbon like this is to fold it in half and put it like this, like we did with that red ribbon that said joy. And then when you open and close your book, you've got this little tab, and that is super cute as well, and it can still be layered with a tile. Okay, so you decide what you want to do. I'm going to glue mine off the edge a bit so that I can see some of the fuzz. That's my plan. Okay, all right, so I'm going to put some glue on. Before I do my glue, I just want to lay this out to about where I want it to be. You can see where my brown envelope ends. And I'm letting that fuzzy edge go off the edge like that. Then I'm going to take my pencil and just make a couple of lines so that I know that I want my glue inside those lines and all the way over to the edge. Okay, that seems good enough. And I don't think there's a front, oh, there is. The front side has more of the fuzz, where the back is just sort of where it was glued on or stitched on. So make sure you've got the front. And then just lay that in wherever you've decided to have it. And let's see, when I close mine, oh, I love that you can see that. All right, that makes me happy. I like that a lot. Also, I did not cut these perfectly, so if you are someone who likes, things to be even, take your scissors and just even these edges out. Or if you want to cut it in half and use half here and half on another page, you could do that as well. Okay. All right, then I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to get my little tile and my pencil and my pen. All right, so we're actually going to do a tangle pattern today. I'm going to write it on the back just so you know what it is, and you can look it up if you want to. It is called Bownus, but with the word bow in it. And that is by Angie Gittles, a CZT. All right, this is a fun one. I love this. Okay, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to put in a frame around the edges. Just really light with my pencil. Then I'm going to find where I think is the middle, and I'm going to put in a little circle. It does not need to be exactly in the middle, it will still work. All right, then I'm going to draw a loop up here, and I want it to go all the way up to the edge. So I'm going to make it really narrow at the bottom, and then get just a little bit wider as it goes up, and then curves and comes back down. Then I'm going to do one the opposite way. Didn't make that very round. And I immediately noticed that like this one is shorter because this one I really had to like reach, but that's all right. Okay, now we need to make 2 more on each side. So if you want to take your pencil and kind of make the shape of where you want those to land, that might be helpful. And then just put in another one of those. I'm not going all the way out to the edge for these, just a little ways. And then decide where you want them on the opposite side. We have this cute little flower type pattern. So my little studio in my house is in an open room with no door. And so I know I'm always telling you guys, like, I'm so sorry, like something's going on or someone just walked in. And today my husband is on a meeting in his home office. And so if you hear background talking, that's just him having a meeting. Okay, I'm going to take my pen now and I'm going to trace all 6 of these little loops. I'm going to start by doing the center, and I'll even give that a little curve in there, like a little reflection. It just kind of helps make it look round. And then I'm going to make these loops, and you do not want them to be too wide. Whenever I go back and trace a line that I made, I often find myself moving it or changing it a little bit, kind of make adjustments with my pen as I do these. What a pretty start. And then we're gonna magically turn it into a beautiful bow. It's gonna look amazing. Okay, did you get all those drawn and all of those traced? All right, so now we need to do something where we make a curve. And what I want you to do is look at this first loop. We're gonna go on the right-hand side and we're gonna make a curve. It's gonna follow up the side, but then it's gonna curve out like this. And what it's going to do is be parallel, kind of an aura, to this one over here. Okay, so this line has this curve like this. So this one's gonna come up the side and then it's gonna go like that. And see how this mimics that. Okay. I'm gonna turn it, and now I want this one, we're gonna go up the side here, and I want it to sort of follow this line here. So I'm gonna go up and then tip out, and see how that and this are parallel. Is that making sense? Okay, same thing over here. I'm gonna go up the side and then I'm gonna bump out, and it's going to match this one. Go up the side a little bit, bump out, and that curve matches that curve. I have two more to do. Bump out, bump out. This is so cute, and I love that Angie came up with this. It's so much fun to make. All right, we're gonna turn it from this beautiful little flower into a bow. And so now we're gonna take each of these little lines that we made, and I'm going to give it a little bump up and then a dip down, and then my second bump up is gonna come up to the top of this. So watch. Up, down, up, and then it just kind of curves into that. And look at how we made this little bow. Isn't that cute? Okay. Let's do it again. So we take this line that we just made, we're gonna bump up, down, and then back up. And when we go up, it's gonna land on top of this part of the bow. Go to the next one. Bump up, dip down, bump up. Bump up, down, and up. Up, down, up. It's okay if some of yours are wider than others. Bows are never even for me. They always have wider ones and shorter ones, and it's okay. Up, down, up. Look how cute that is. I love it. All right, did you get those done? Okay, now I'm gonna go from the center here. I'm gonna go up into the wide part of the bows, not the loop, but the wide part, and I'm going to give it just a couple of flicks. And when you give a flick, you push down hard and then you lift up as you flick out. Just gives it a little bit of texture. So you go from the middle. You can do as many or as few as you would like, and they do not have to match. I love that. It looks so pretty and so textured. All right. So the last thing I'm going to do with this is just add a little bit of ribbon as if it's wrapping a present. So I'm going to take my finger and just sort of imagine a wide ribbon going across my paper like this. So I'm going to have it come out here and here. And I'm going to imagine it going all the way across and coming out on this side and here maybe. Then I'm going to add an auraed line on top and on the bottom. That's so pretty. I'm just going to do it this way today, but if you would like to make it go up and down as well, you could. And I'm going to make this background ribbon be some stripes. So I'm just going to do this. So I knew I wanted to do this Bownus tangle, and I couldn't remember the steps to it. So I had to go back and watch one of my own 15 minutes of Zen videos where I show you all the steps to make it. So it's kind of funny that that's what I had to do to go relearn it. I had to go watch one of my old videos. Sometimes you just forget the little intricate steps. Look at those stripes, it's so pretty. I'm going to erase the square around it, and I'm going to erase all the pencil lines. If you want to keep your square, you could, of course, trace that, and maybe that's a different color part of the present or something, but I just wanted to do it as like a way to keep my bow a certain size. So now I'm going to take my pencil, my eraser, and erase all those pencil lines I've made. Just kind of cleans it up a little bit. It's so cute, I love it. All right, so I had an idea. Now that I've got this done, we're gonna do a little bit of shading, but then also I thought it would be fun to make the background be the wrapping paper, and I'm gonna put some polka dots on my paper. You do not have to do this, but it just seems like it would be kind of cute. And then we have the striped ribbon and a bow on top. Of course, you can make some of your polka dots go off the edge or tuck in behind a bow. So cute. And I wasn't going to use my gold pen today, but I'm going to use it. I'm just going to put a gold dot inside each of these. And I'm going to put gold on this little auraed part of the ribbon and in the middle. That's pretty cute. What if we do gold stripes as well? Okay, see, now I just want to keep adding gold. All right, I'm gonna make some of these. There we go. That looks adorable. So typically with Zentangle, we do some shading. I do not have my blending tool with me, but I'm still just gonna use my pencil to give a little bit of a shaded effect. So here is the ribbon, and then it looks like it's folding over and making this loop. And so right in here, I'm just gonna put a little bit of graphite. See how it made the tiniest shadow? And do the same thing in here. So this would be the folded over part. Inside this little loop, it would be dark. Let's put a little bit of graphite. And on this one, on that left side, and this one. And this one. Just giving those little shadows and giving the whole thing a little bit of depth. So pretty. Could also do a little bit, if you want, around the outside edge of the bow. And just that tiny bit of graphite is going to lift it off the page a little bit and make it look not so flat. I'm just putting a tiny bit. You can even go over your ribbon a little bit as well. And there we go. Bonus. I love that. All right, let me zoom back out. All right, I kind of wish I had included more white paper tiles because they look so good on this tan and sage paper. All right, so I want mine to just go right here over the ribbon. I just think that's so cute. And I love that the ribbon has the gold in it, and some red, and then that has the gold in it. So I'm gonna take my glue and just pop that on there. And there we go. Bonus. All right, I hope you loved that one. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.